Hey guys, so I hope you guys are well. I think when we talk in social media and we share in social media, we only see a very limited part of everything. And as we live our lives are lived through the stories we tell ourselves, or the stories that are told through society or for those that bring us up. And these stories then take hold of us and our perspectives, and we can often get a little deviated from being objective to subjective from these stories or from our perspectives, from our trauma, from our experiences. One of the things that's really important to understand is that anything that we have in society to a lot of degree has a sense of neutral positioning. So the human body, whether it's with or without clothes, is actually very neutral. A child is born into this world naked, and there is no issue about it until we grow older and we learn other contexts about the human body. But the body itself, it only becomes certain aspects if we place that presentation of perspective onto it. But first and foremost, it is neutral. It helps us to raise families. We go to work, we walk to work, we run, we exercise. I'm talking with my human body. The point of the matter is that depending on what perspective you place on it, it becomes a sense of that perspective. Money, for example, a lot of people will say it is something that is not such a positive thing, and it has caused a lot of problems throughout our lives, but it is here, it exists. And with it existing, it helps us to get food on the table, it helps us to pay our bills, it helps us to go on that holiday that you may have had a wonderful time, to pay for this internet, to listen to this. And whether or not it is here or not, we can't really change that. But how we utilize it to do good or not is what we can do. The internet, for example, and social media. I mean, when I was learning activities or exercise, or I wanted to listen to a talk like this, podcasts, watch someone exercise and train with them, I had to go to find someone in my city, and there wouldn't necessarily be the best or someone that has the knowledge that I associate with and resonate with. It would just be the opportunity was there of that person, and I would pay a lot of money and I would do that. But these days you can go on anywhere online and you can find someone you resonate with for free and do that activity, that exercise, learn a language, learn how to do maths and science again, learn how to redecorate your house or to repair something, do an exercise like a yoga flow. And all of this is for free. But most of the time we spend our time scrolling, and empty, unuseful periods of time on the internet disappear. Now, that's not the internet's problem, that's our problem for the way in which we control ourselves. The same as when we say, oh, I don't have enough time to do certain things. We all have the same amount of time in the day, and if there's someone doing something, like I just saw this incredible woman doing a chin-up. She was in a wheelchair, paraplegic. Now, if I said I couldn't get fit, and here's a woman doing a pull-up, and I said I couldn't do a pull-up, and she's doing it with a wheelchair, then I'm actually saying two things. One, I am not truly using my time wisely. And two, maybe I actually don't want to do that, or I'm living unconsciously and I'm not willing to get out of my uncomfort zone to get the results that I want. And so I'd rather live in shame and regret. So the point is that whenever you come across something, that is non-preferred, the same as, just to give an example of something that's considered healthy, exercise. But there's many people that over-exercise and create anxiety and depression in their body, create sore muscles or injuries, end up being antisocial because they feel they have to have this strict diet or strict routine, which means they can't go and just have joy and fun at an ad hoc space. And I've met many people through being an athlete like this. That becomes unhealthy too. So what we need to understand, it's all about perspective. Everything has a sense of neutrality until we use it. So make sure that you understand firstly that we cannot change whether some things are in or out of the world or what has happened to us. But how we respond to it is the key and our superpower. And it's not going to be easy to do the things we do, but it is going to be worthwhile and beneficial. So if you're complaining about all of the time that you don't have a look how often you scroll on social media and take back that time. If you're complaining about that you don't have time to do something else, have a look at your habits and see what habits you're doing. And maybe the habits of watching Netflix or the habits of sitting in your head and thinking about all the things you should do but never doing them, or something of this nature. Getting up in the morning and just being on your phone instead of getting up in the morning and doing a 10-minute workout could change. Have a look at the way you see things, your perspective also, and where do they come from? Have a look at the way you're using your money. If you're using it all the time and you're feeling like you have no money and it's going out the window, and a lot of us will feel like that. I know I do at the moment. But I try to make sure that what I'm using it on, even though I'm struggling with that concept too, I use it for what I need and not for what I want. So I know that I do not need any more exercise clothing, so I'm not buying anymore. I know that I don't need any more shoes, so I'm not buying anymore. So I know there's certain things, but you could be an online shopper and you need to cut back on that. The point is to understand that the more we understand that things have a neutral presence, and then it's how we place our perspectives on it. So for example, also a pistol squat. For some people, that is going to be really painful on the knee and not possible for their body. The pistol squat though is a wonderful exercise. And for some people, it's grand and awesome and a great challenge to learn. For others, it's a grand exercise that's not possible for you. Just like for me as a person that has dyslexia, learning a language is super difficult. So getting to the point where I can speak German, I'm really, really proud of. But when people say to me that learning a language is easy, it kind of grates at me because of my dyslexia and how hard it is for me. But that person has good intentions, they mean well, they might not be able to see from my perspective. I don't need to say that they're wrong or right. From them, yes, it's easy. For me, no, it's not. Both perspectives have value in this world. So again, remember how you work around the world of perspectives, how you place good and non-preferred on it, and look at how you can change it. Because that's the only key to making life a little bit more sweet. Life is the art of suffering well. And to suffer well, we have to respond better. We have to have better perspectives, and we are the drivers of them. So start with looking at things neutrally and then finding great ways to use them rather than all the problems that they could exist. Have a great day. Namaste.